On to the next project, and that's making a support for a little device I got to act in lieu of having a Bluetooth in the motorhome. I am going to cut this apart, try to make a bracket, and see what the end result's going to be. It's a little bit thicker than what I really wanted, but this I've had on hand from a crate that I took apart. We're going to see. Stay tuned. Step one, find some metal. This is about an inch wide, a little bit less than 1/8 of an inch thick. Put it in a vise, bend it at 3.5 inches, and then you'll have to bend it again. In this case, I'm using a piece of leftover 1x1 tubing, so I'm going to attempt that. As you can see, I got it in the vise, clamped, ready to try to bend. Working alone, so I got to put the camera down constantly, but you get the gist. Yes, I can only bend it so far, so now I have to take it out of the vise and actually clamp it in and try to bend it around that and then beat it into place. By clamping it in the vise, you can see, I should be holding this, but you can actually tighten this down and change the degree of angle that you want for your piece. Take it down to a point, you can always bend this back. It's actually pretty light steel. I'm going to actually try to make this a little bit tighter of a bend. This is from squeezing in the vise, but I'm going to beat on this around this tube and just square this up a little bit, and then I will pull it apart to get the angle that I need to mate with this piece right here. This is one piece that's done. And you can see it's not the best, but you'll see the end result here in a little bit. This is after hammering it on the vise, and you can see it's a little bit tighter of a bend. I just need to now take this clamp off, take the tube out, and spread this apart slightly to get the same angle as this one right here. Continuing on with the project of making a bracket to fit into the RoadTrek motorhome console. This is the device right here. I actually recessed the bars using my router, as you'll see, and actually fastened with a couple screws. And I actually counterbored or drilled 4 holes, or not all the way through, for the little mounting feet of this sound bar. This is an ion meeting mate. It's a Bluetooth device for your phone. So what I wanted to do, if you'll see these bars, to coincide with this center console with the drink cup holder, this is what I decided to do. By making the bracket and wedging it in here, it's not about to go anywhere. But I can also remove it anytime that I want, or I can shuffle it to either side if I wanted to. But now this sound bar will fit right there in those little feet. There's a charging port on this side when you want to charge it. So I've got a cigarette, the old cigarette lighter here. I decided instead of like a 2009, this is a 2007 RoadTrek, where I had bought the USB, like a dual port USB that I had to wire in. I decided to use this instead. I got 2 of these, less than $9. So this is good for charging the phones, or for this device, for example. This is actually a 12 volt device. Well, 12 volt, it'll charge or it'll convert to that. So anyway, it actually comes, I think, with a 6-foot cable, believe it or not. But I will just use a short cord probably to get into the cigarette lighter for the adapter when I want to charge this thing. But I wanted to still use this bottom tray for either my cell phone or some other devices, like here's some gum, for example. Or maybe this is a transponder for going through the tolls up in Chicago. That'll fit down there. But I wanted to free that up, but still be able to get access to the drink cup holders. This is a Gatorade bottle. I don't have a coffee cup with me, but there you can see that fits. Water bottle fits. Hand cleaner fits, if you want to put it that way. So that's my fix for this sound bar. I tried the sound bar up here, and it actually worked over to the left. But this, of course, the view isn't obstructed at all in the front of you, but you still have to have that mounted somehow with Velcro or something, and I didn't want to do that. So I could have used the stand that it came with. That's this device right here, and that'll fit on the end. You can stand it up, and you can actually rest it on here, or and then maybe on the floor. but it'll rock. It'll still move. I wanted something that's going to be a little bit more secure, so going down the road. This way it's not tied down. I can take it off. I can move it to the back of the home where I'm sitting or residing, watching TV or whatever. Soundbar kicks in. It's easier than having an earbud or holding the phone in your hand. But the thing is, this is Bluetooth, and so driving down the road with the two speakers that are in here, it more than is adequate, because I couldn't tap into the original speakers that were RoadTrek designed, like up in that corner there. The original 5-speaker surround sound system went belly up, so I replaced it. So this is the original radio that's in here. It's got a CD player. I don't know if it works just yet, but you can get these. They're probably a dime a dozen. But I didn't want to obstruct the view, and as you can see, there's no interference with any controls, up or bottom, air conditioning or whatever. So it gives me access underneath for storage. Water bottles, coffee cup will fit in here without any. It doesn't affect the cigarette lighters for the 12-volt adapters and so on. And the thing is, this isn't bolted in. Both the meeting mate as well as the stand is an easy, as much as taking it like that if you want to. And you got a different shelf if you want. Or you can just take the thing out with the taper on here, which is indicative of the curvature of the inside of this cubby hole. By forcing this in here, it actually is a friction fit. More than adequate. It's not going to go anywhere. And so I'm perfectly happy with what this is going to do for me. Next is a road trip, I guess. Stay tuned.